I'm late. It's normal. Leaf blowers, really? Bunch of bullshit. There's those rapists and murderers out there blowing leaves. Fucking scroungers. Lazy bastards just mooching off welfare, fucking blowing leaves just for fun, you know? Fuck's sake, I'm trying to do a Facebook Live here. Yep, I was right. Goddamn, most likely a racist from a shithole country. I can tell. What did you think of the dirt bike race? The Adelanto GP thing? Yeah, it was not bad. There's a few fast riders there. Big jumps. Keenan told me to call you Snowflake. Keenan. Invite the workers on the show, get them a beer. We don't have time for that. Is your B64 still a pile? Yes, it is. Really starts day after tomorrow. I've been busy. While we wait for people, I have to get something. I forgot something in the van. Look at this. You see that bastard over there blowing leaves? Fuck's sake. There's my van. I have to go out there and get something from my van. By the way, before I go, this is so confusing when it's the opposite. My brain can't handle it. The shirt I'm wearing. This is JQ Threads, man. I finally got my clothing. I have all the hoodies. I don't have all the shirts yet in America. We're getting the pictures for the web shop. But if you want shirts already, if you want hoodies already, just contact me. I'll be posting a couple of pictures on my Instagram, I think, and on my Facebook, and then you can just message me if you want to get some shirts already. Be pre-release, pre-web shop website release, you can get some JQ Threads clothing. I mean, this shirt's pretty cool. I took this picture with my iPhone at my home track. Obviously got this one, got the Smoking Boy. Two different versions of this. Got some flag love there. Other motocross one. Woohoo! Yeah. So I'll let you know about that at some point. Noisy Garden, exactly, hey? So let's pick a number. What's a good number for starting this? I have a big announcement to make. I have a Spec Q unboxing. We're gonna talk about reds. It's gonna be a good Facebook Live, I think. I'm feeling it. I haven't even had a beer and I'm feeling it. Yeah, so let's pick a number. What's a good number? Has to be over 150, right? Someone pick a good number. 169? Is that good? Lorenzo, give me a number when we're going to start this. Take my money. I'll gladly take all of your money, please. I'm like, yeah. We lost a lot of money on this fucking clothing bullshit. Que lo que? No one is giving me a number. Can you hear what I'm saying? 420. Yeah, that's never going to happen. We are never going to have 420 viewers. 1,000? Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go get what I need to get. You just look at the closet over there or something. I lost my keys. Fuck. Views went down. What are you doing? Why aren't you spamming this shit? Hashtag spam Adam Drake. Adam's really mad at me. You know, he doesn't talk to me anymore. It's like I don't exist. He walks by me like blinders on, like Spec Q doesn't exist. So funny. I said, hey, what's up, Adam? No response. Like the eyes divert, and he stays his course. It's pretty funny. Anyways, 147. We're getting so close, man. Can you just share this video? Do something. I mean, it's gonna be good. We've got some announcements to do. We've got a new Spec Q here. You can watch the embarrassment of me unboxing this. This is unprepared. This one is straight from A main. So you know, when we make mistakes, we make decent ones. We accidentally shipped A main 8 Spec Qs too many. True story, bro. So they had 8 cars they didn't pay for or want because they already got their order. So I ordered one. I say, hey, ship me one of them. I do a Facebook Live unboxing, so who knows what's in here. You know, if the factory messed up, you're all gonna see it. That's gonna be embarrassing. Okay, we just need 10 more people. 10, can you fucking ask your mom to watch this, please? Do something. We were at 161 already. Just go, says Daniel. No, you know what? I have another thing here too. I have something here. This has to do with a big announcement. Oh, boom! Who did you spam? 170, okay. Colin says talk about last. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give Colin some credit. These fucking shithole country dwellers who came over here to mooch on welfare are making way too much noise outside. It's pissing me off. What the fuck are they doing? The blowing leaves, cutting grass. Fucking, I don't understand what's going on. I think the world is coming to an end. Anyway, this weekend's race. Okay, let's start somewhere. We had the Adelanto GP. It's this race in the middle of nowhere in the desert. Adelanto, it's called. Like 7 people and a couple of chickens live there. And they have this motocross race there every year. Actually, a ton of people showed up. They raced some kind of cross-country motocross, weird, I don't know what to call it. Like a 12-minute lap time, tons of different classes. I watched the pros race, they were pretty fast. It was impressive. I got goosebumps. It was good. So anyway, they had an RC race there. The track was a bit crazy. It was a mix for 5th scale and 8th scale. So huge jumps, just basically straight away, hairpin straight away, big berm. It got really rough in sections. And I've basically been on snowflake mode the last few weeks. I've been running 10 scale at OCRC. So I go out there with my 8 scale and I'm just fucking all over the place. I can't get around the track, to be honest. I actually qualified 16th. 16th out of like 18 or something. Rhonda Drake beat me. Let's just let that sink in for a moment. Rhonda beat me. She fucking out-qualified me like a pro. I don't exactly have an explanation for that. I was just really sucking. Really sucking. Anyway, so I was in the B main. Now, I was watching the motocross race. And then I was there with Steven Moran. He knew he was going to be in an early race. So he just fucked off and checked the schedule. Then he texted me, hey JQ, you're in the next race. So here I am watching these guys ride the dirt bikes and getting all goosebumps and shit. And then I'm supposed to go race my B main. Well, my setup was all out of whack, so I didn't really have time to change it. I had 12,000, 20,000, 10,000 was my diffs. Well, fucking not the right setup for that track. So I barely got my rear diff changed to 4,000 before my B main. So I did the B main, I won that, I made the main, and then there was time, so I redid my setup. I put 12,000 in the center diff, and I went lighter on the shock oil and just made sure everything was okay. And yeah, started 11th. After one lap, I was 5th, I think. I had a great first lap, and then 4th, and then eventually 3rd. And there were some good drivers there. I mean, Cody King was there, Aaron Gomez, Richard Saxton, like all those guys were there. And then I ended up in 3rd place. Colin Herzig was ahead of me, and Adam was leading. I was thinking, like, Colin, he'll fucking blow out. I'm gonna get this. And you know what? He never made a mistake. Colin never made a mistake. He was just solid. I don't know what happened. Colin just fucking lap after lap, lap after lap. He was right there. I kept catching him just very slowly. At one point before the last pit stop, I was right on him, but then unfortunately we lost some time on the pit stop. And then the gap was just the same. 3 seconds until the last lap, and then I got it down to 1 second or something. So great race by Colin. He fucking beat me fair and square. Doesn't make me happy, but I have to admit that. So anyway, Adam won, Colin was 2nd, I was 3rd. And we had some good news in other classes though, so I kind of failed a bit. But we had Paul Somariba from Las Vegas. He won whatever fucking class he runs. There's so many classes here. I don't know. Like, if I was racing expert, he was racing intermediate. If I was racing pro, he was racing open. I don't know. Just fucking figure it out. So he was racing the 2nd highest class, and he won that shit with a JQ. Pretty close to the standard setup. And yeah, he was happy. His car wasn't jumping like he wanted to. Like, he was kind of struggling in the air a bit. But other than that, it was good. I don't know what it was. My car actually had kind of the same problem, but in the main it was very good for whatever reason. I don't know, just changed my shock oils and it was good. Drake took you to the secret room? No, he hasn't taken me to his secret room, but yeah, I'm not going to say anything there. Spoil the surprise. What was I going to say? Oh, then we had this Jason Stump also there. He was running a JQ E-car, and he won his class. God knows what class that was. Some E-buggy class, I don't really know. But he fucking won that. Didn't he win that? I'm pretty sure he won that. Okay, so let's move on. Some people need to go to bed. I have a big announcement. Keenan, the beloved lefty, is in fact gay. Now, at JQ, we don't really judge people based on their sexual preference. So, it's fine. Keenan's a good guy. Before we knew this, he was a good guy, and he still is. I'm just kidding. I don't know Keenan's sexual preference. I'm just kidding. My announcement has nothing to do with Keenan. My announcement has everything to do with this. No, this is not a dildo for the Drake's secret room. This is not a strap-on for Rhonda to use. This, my friends, is a microphone. Now this is a long story. This, my friends, is a long story. But I'm gonna try and make it short. So, a long time ago, I started writing a blog. Dude, there are all kinds of dials on this thing. This is cool. A long time ago, I started writing a blog. I started writing every single day, and it became quite popular. A lot of people read the blog. Some people who I didn't actually know could read the blog. And it was pretty amazing, to be honest. And then I started getting these people who said, listen, JQ, you really have to do a podcast. I said, there's no way I'm doing a podcast. Not gonna happen. And they just kept hammering away, like, you have to do a podcast. Listen, dude, everyone listen to it. You have to do a podcast. It would be good. Just do a podcast. I know. I won't do a podcast. So then recently, these 2 Filipino guys contacted me. They were starting a website rcmxonline.com. You can go on here. I write for them once a week. Once a week I write my blog. Yeah, I help them to write some other shit too, because writing is easy for me. So now the stars aligned. My friend in Sweden who had been the biggest podcast fanatic, he was saying, I have to do this podcast. I said, no, I don't, and I'm not going to do it. He said, look, JQ, you're writing for this new website. Why don't we do a podcast now? I said, well, that sounds different. I'm not going to do it. If the only thing I need to do is pick up the phone and talk, or answer a Skype call and talk, nothing else, okay, we can do it, but you're going to have to do it. So BBQ Unlimited, Daniel Persson in Sweden, is going to start a podcast, and it's going to be featured on the RCMX website. And he's going to call me, and I'm going to pick up, and that's why I got this podcast microphone, so we're going to sound good as I can sound. And we're going to start doing a podcast. I don't know how often it's going to happen, because I'm not going to be in charge of this. I'm just going to get a call, and I'm going to pick up, and that's it. But I think we can manage like twice a month, maybe. And now that I outed BBQ Unlimited here, there's no backing down. It's going to happen. So when you're done with your RTR podcast setup, I can help you with a race kit. You know what? We're on a budget. I just got this. I Googled some shit. This should be okay. It's easy. What's a podcast? A podcast. Anyway, that's my big announcement. If maybe I can take over the media world, podcasting world here. Who knows? I have no idea when this is going to start. Daniel, där ska vi börja. Nästa vecka. Anyway, so that's that. Now I can't delay this anymore. I'm going to have to unbox this thing. Well, first of all, when you get a Spec Q, you basically get the coolest box in the business. I mean, we have Dave Wentz over here. Dave Wentz is right there. We have Max signing a contract. We have me when I had a square football style haircut. We have Elias losing a bet to me and paying me $10. We have the coolest stash in the business right there, Janne. Handlebars. We have a fan who sent us this rather raunchy picture of his girlfriend. We have Josh Hansen racing a JQ. What else do we have here? So many memories on this box. When I did my road trip to Florida, I came across Joseph City. That was cool. We have Showtime Adam Lewis and a Rob the Knob Flanders. We have Arto Heinonen in here, peeing on a police car in France. That was classic. We have Jerome Tregner, French-Canadian fag, having a beer with me. We have a bunch of people showing me middle fingers. There's a lot going on here. We have Degani eating a donut. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. There's a quote here. I forgot about this. Although I drive an HB, I will get one of your new cars just to show support of your wonderful dream. So we have a Hot Bodies driver who bought my car just to support JQ Racing. Because he believes in what we stand for. Isn't that cool? Yeah. We have another quote here, kind of the polar opposite to that one. It says, "It's because your car is a piece of shit." That's right. A French fan in 2012. We have an updated quote from the same French fan. Let me find this. So 2012, he said, "It's because your car is a piece of shit." This is my fucking life's work you're talking about, you bastard. Then, 2017, this same French fan said, "Your car is actually good now." Isn't that cool? Anyway, let's unbox this. Will you win the relay race? No, but I will win at least one main. I actually said at the track, look, if I don't win one main at the relay race, I'm gonna never run 10 scale ever anymore in my life. I said that. Then people are like, "Oh really? Oh really? Like, you want to bet?" Like, I'm like, fuck, why did I say that? And now I said it on a freaking Facebook Live. Jesus Christ. The pressure is on. I need to win at least one main. Even Jake Mayo won a main, for God's sakes. He can go back to his shithole country. Undress that box. By the way, I don't know, many of you maybe have never had a JQ, so there's some useful information on the box too. Like here it says the specs. It's a new platform. It wants to be driven, and that's enough said, basically. That's the specs of the car. It says, remove box before assembly. This is for our American racers, who they need these kind of instructions. And then it also says, JQ Racing is not responsible for any domestic issues due to the car addiction, such as a breakup or a divorce, a costly divorce. Also here it says, racing the car in public may cause extreme jealousy, which we have noted on many occasions. Model shown may vary slightly from kit. Specifications are subject to change without notice. They may improve immensely. I just made that last part up. We forgot to put it there. It's designed in below 0 Celsius. That, my friends, is very cold. And that's it. Against the odds, pretty cool box. Okay, then we get to the part which I hope I won't be embarrassed about. So we have a pre-built Pro kit in here. Again, some instructions for our American friends. Where do I move this? Parts inside. There are some parts inside here. Don't just throw away these things. You know? Both sides have parts in them, okay? Just making sure you people know what's happening. Okay? Why should I buy JQ over Kyosho Mugen? That's a great question. That is a great question. I should probably have a packaged answer for that. Fuck. You put me on the spot now. Kyosho and Mugen are very good. They are very, very good. I think performance-wise now, we're actually pretty similar. Seriously. People always think, oh, Kyosho Mugen are Japanese magic. You know? Well, you know what? Now, these high-end cars are all pretty good. I would say performance-wise, you can be equally happy with all of those. The difference comes, I feel, on the level that you want to be into the hobby. Like, if you want to be part of something where you can talk to me or Keenan or Liam or anyone from the company and have direct contact with the company, kind of, you know, have a more personal approach to your hobby or your racing. You know, you're at a race and you want to improve your car and you just ask me, hey, what should I do? And I tell you, like, hey, change this and that's going to help. You can't do that with Kyosho or Mugen in the same way. It just, that's the difference. We are smaller, so we can handle that kind of stuff on a more personal level. I think that's what most people say that run a JQ car. That's why they do it. Like, it's just, we're like more approachable, more personal and help is more available. All the guides and everything online also. So I think that's really the key difference. Cars are good, yes. They have better drivers, they have better results. Snowflakes think that that's gonna affect their results. It's not. The cars are pretty equal now. It's more about the brand and the after-sales support, really. Are the caster blocks marked with different size 18 writing still? You know what? These Chinese motherfuckers, you never know what you're gonna get. Different batch, different font size. Let's see. Yep. Wait. These ones, incredibly, are different. The ones I have are the same. Look, I don't know if you can see this. Like, fuck. Oh, you see that? 18 degrees there. 18. They are slightly different sizes. Yeah, man. Unique. It's special when you you get a JQ. Okay, so the box is empty. Let's see what we got here. Stickers, antenna, manual. Okay, we're gonna look in the manual soon. Wing shims and screws. Some extra inserts for all the funky angles there for the arm. Air filter, clutch, servo arms. All the rear hub inserts and a few more arm inserts. Okay? Parts inside. Normal parts inside. Throw those away. Are the front arms already modified? Yes, they are. Okay, so look at this beautiful car. Woo! Okay, get the pre-cut body shell off. So, what you need to do. Body is pre-cut nicely. You're going to want to run an antenna because this is a radio controlled car. So we've actually marked the spot here. Same body for e-car and nitro. This is obviously going to be a nitro because I'm a man. Men run nitro, right, Lorenzo? So it's marked. Just make a hole for your antenna there. We don't cut out the hole for the engine or the fuel tank because, you know, different strokes for different folks. Same thing with the pipe hole here. So you need to cut those. But this, it's not because we're lazy, okay? We just don't want people complaining like, oh, the hole is too big or this. Just fucking do it yourself, okay? Nice. Okay. I'm just looking for some embarrassing mistakes here. No mistakes so far, that's great. So let's see it. So the arms. Front arms. I don't know how. Do you see that? Do you see how it's machined there? Machined for more droop. How am I gonna show you this thing? Oh, this is getting way too complicated for my simple brain. There, you see that? You see that shit? You see how it's machined there? So the C-hub doesn't hit there? Modified at the factory, all good. Droop set correctly, front and rear. I should probably know what setup comes on this, right? Let's see if they included the sheet. Dude, if there are questions there, I just missed them. I'm too excited about my new Spec Q. Why are the arms not solid? The snowflakes would like them better. You know what? Because this car was made, this car was designed pre-solid arms. Solid arms hadn't entered the fucking universe yet. That's why. Black antenna. I will trade this in for a green one. When are new arms available? They're available now, I believe. We still have some old stock, but when that's gone, then they're all gonna be pre-modified. Window stickers. to make your life easy. And listen, I do not want to see a single JQ car on the track with painted windows. Painted windows is cancer. It's terrible. Don't do that. Do not, it's so bad. Just do not run a car with painted windows. Don't do it. We have these stickers. Use them. Use them. Okay? If you have painted windows, I'm not going to talk to you. Seriously. I'm not. You have to draw the line somewhere. Yeah. Spec Q. What was I saying? Setup sheet. Okay. Here we go. So the Spec Q setup is our August setup. Now the next batch we're actually going to use an updated setup. Basically the update is long links. It's just easier. So this setup that comes with the car is pretty good. 10,000, 6,000, 3,000 in the diffs. 1.2, 7 1.2s with 350 in the front. 7 1.4s with 400 in the back. Pretty standard good setup. It's looking good. This setup will work well on any kind of track. What I would do, if I was you, I would change one thing on this setup. And that is I would go to a longer link on the front and the rear. Keep the same height here. Look. See these holes? Just go out. Long, long, low. And here, long, high. You make this length 4.5 mil longer. 4.5 mil longer. That's all you do. I would do that change. It's going to be worth it. It's going to make your car more stable. Other than that, you can just run it. One important thing with this car is it needs some time to break in. Hey, Gaston is online. This car is for Gaston. We're going to prep this with his reds and servos and shit. I'm going to do that in a moment. But anyway, just listen to what I have to say right now. This car needs some break-in time. So the first time you run it, it's going to feel a bit loose and weird and squat a lot. And you're going to be like, it's okay, but it's a bit loose. That's because everything's brand new and it needs to break in. All these things, all these drive shaft pins, you see the drive shaft pin in the out drive, all the drive shaft joints, they need to wear in a bit. When they break in, they have more friction, and then the car will generate more grip, more traction, and it's actually going to work right. So you need to run it for at least a fuel bottle or two until it's good. So I don't know, like a third of a gallon, maybe. Third of a gallon, half a gallon, then it's all broken in. Okay, so we're going to talk about option parts later. We're going to now build this baby, and as I mentioned, the setup is good. Maybe just go long links on the front and the rear, that's it. Setup sheet is included here. Also an empty one, so you can do your own. All spare parts listed here. Yeah, everything's listed. We also have the manual here. I'm going to go through this again in case you missed it. Okay, this is very important now. Focus. Please, everyone watching this, focus. We're going to go over this. Okay, some warnings first. This is the most important page in the manual. Warning. 4-shoe clutch is on that list, JQ. Yeah, don't worry about the 4-shoe clutch. We fucking mega failed on the 4-shoe clutch. Okay, so improper use of the car may cause severe injury, or if you are really special, death. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but in theory, you could die. You could. So improper use of the car may cause severe injury, or if you are really special, death. Remember that. Never operate without proper training or instruction. So watch these videos, read our guides, and then you'll be good. Never operate at speeds too fast for your skills or the conditions. This is really important too. Don't go too fast. Yes, Gaston. Gaston, this is your car. This is actually your car. Look, have your servos. I have your engine. I'm gonna build it. Facebook Live. Okay. Never operate on public roads. A collision can occur with another vehicle. Pretty straightforward. Never operate with a passenger. Passengers affect the balance of steering and increase risk of losing control. Never eat the parts. Never give up on your dreams. I have a fucking snowflake one there in the end, you know. Okay, always. You always have to remember to do this. Always use proper driving techniques to avoid vehicle overturns on hills and rough terrain and in turns. Okay, so you have to drive this thing correctly. Always avoid paved surfaces. Pavement may seriously affect handling and control. Always avoid AstroTurf at all costs. This is especially for all you English guys out there. Astro is the death of off-road. Always keep moving forward. Always take manual seriously. And this is really the most important thing. This all of you need to... Actually, I'm really sad that the views just went down. The views were like 190 something, now they're 168. Because this is now the most important thing. Jamie Clancy, I'm happy you're here. Jamie, listen. Jamie, remember this. If you do not follow our advice, please do not complain. I can't tell you how many people complain and we say, well, did you do this? Like we asked you. No, well, why the fuck are you complaining then? So if you don't follow our advice, do not complain. Remember, JQ Racing is not responsible for your possible lack of talent. Okay? Remember, if you're mechanically challenged, it's not our fault. We have many people like this. Even Lefty over here, he's a bit mechanically challenged. Remember, if the car does not suit you, please see above. Okay, enough of that bullshit. We don't need the manual. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Let's start with the engine. Reds. Okay. Reds. Favorite engine brand. Stickers. Woohoo! WR5. Black cooling head, not a red one. Comes with a collet that actually should work with the JQ clutch. Looks good. Reds, you mean Pico? No, I don't mean Pico. I mean Reds. There is a big difference. You know what the big difference is? Yes, Pico produce the parts, then they ship them to Reds. Then Reds modify the parts. Mario Rossi looks over every single engine by hand, matches parts, assembles parts. They have their own QC, their own spec. They do modifications on their own to these parts, and then they assemble them. Way different than Pico. Capiche? It's not the same. Just because Pico manufactures some parts for them doesn't mean that it's a Pico. It's not like OS. OS makes engines for a ton of companies who they are literally just OS engines with a different logo. This is not a Pico. Do you understand? There's a difference. Anyway, nice to get that out of the way. But not the clutch bells. I don't know what that's referencing. Now we get into the tricky stuff. These, I should be polite here. I should not be insensitive like Trump and say something rude about the Chinese who practice. But did they make a mistake or not? So anyway, JQ flywheel, 3-shoe clutch. This is what we need to do next. We need to get this engine race ready. Same for the RC Concept engines. RC Concept, I do not know. I do not know what RC Concepts is doing. I'm not on the inside loop of that. Yeah. I can get you a great deal on a Samurai JQ. Yeah. There's that story too. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so get your grandfather's vice grips. You're not going to believe this. You're just not going to believe this. Oh my God. My glow plug wrench is hopefully in the van. See, after the A main, we just left. And I had already packed up my stuff. So now my glow plug wrench, which I use for the clutch nut, is in the van. I'm gonna have to go get it. Are you still gonna be here? Can you fucking share this and spam everyone? I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes. Okay? I'm gonna go get this glow plug wrench. I need my keys. I have an idea. Maybe you can watch me struggle to find it. Let's see if this... Can you phone stay there? Okay, I feel like the balance is just not gonna... It's just not right here. Vice grips. Yeah, you can't really see through this damn thing. You know what? Forget. I can't. I just can't. Just gonna have to wait here all alone. I tried, people. I tried. Oh, you're not gonna believe this. It was here all along. It was in my bag, just in a different compartment. What a fucking idiot I am. Anyway, I did get my 10 scales, show you some reedy prep, you know. So my tool drive is pretty much, I mean, straight off the track. I got the help of Jesus here. That's all I need. Tool drive is gonna be dialed. Four-wheel drive is pretty good too. I mean, looking pretty good. We've got a body here. we got the front. It's looking pretty nice. The rear end is I'd say it's almost there. The chassis, you know, nothing's falling off. It's good. So yeah, there we have it. I'm ready for reading. Okay, back to that 8 scale. So clutch nut. I don't use Loctite for this because I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Did someone change some specs and not tell me? Seriously. Is this a... Oh my god. Did I get someone else's thing? This is a fucking disaster. I knew this was gonna happen. See, this down clutch nut doesn't fit all the wrenches. Or the wrenches don't fit the clutch nut. Capiche? Yeah, you need the right wrench, boys. You need that hoodie. Okay, my nut's too small, yeah. So when you do this up, I don't use Loctite. I don't know, I just do the face and really tighten it up and it's good, like, and then you just recheck it, make sure. Bust the blood vessel in there, that's good. Get the right tool, you tool. Okay, so clutch nut is on. So we have a 3-shoe aluminium, not aluminum, aluminium clutch. We have 3 springs. 1 spring is 1.0, 2 springs are 1.1. Now, who knows, we made like a billion of these and they were too long and I don't know what's going on with the batches. Yeah, it looks like it's still a bit long. So you see how I don't know if you can actually see that. You can't probably see this. You see how right there at the end you can see the spring is a bit too long. I don't like that. I really don't like that. But we have like 10 billion springs, so what can we do? So I take my grandfather's pliers and I just snip a bit off the end of the spring so it doesn't protrude there. Boom, easy. Okay, so I just shorten the long part of the spring a bit. Okay? Capiche? Then you assemble the shoes. It's pretty straightforward. Have you ever done this before? So you put the spring in the shoe and you put the shoe on. You get it to this point and then you need some help. You need some help. Grandfather's pliers are too big. You need some needle nose pliers. Put some needle nose pliers. Yeah, I have safety glasses. That's good. Look, I do it the gypsy way. I don't have any tool for this. Just use pliers, you snowflakes. Then you press it down and you make sure that the tail of the spring goes in the groove. That's why there's a groove there. Okay? Feels good. Feels very good. Okay, so then you have 2 more to go. What I do is I put the 1.1s on first because they're the hardest to do. So the first one, obviously, no worries. You just put it on. Second one you put on so you still have good working space here because there's an empty slot there. Okay? Old school as hell. You ain't getting off here. You mean you don't get them off this easy? Yes, you do. to get them off, you just put the tuning screwdriver in there and twist, and boom, they come off. Yeah, you don't need any special tools. Then I put the 1.0 last because it's the easiest one to put on, and it's a, you know, a bit of a tight squeeze here. It's harder to get it on. But same technique with the needle nose. Boom! Did you see that? That's just years of experience right there. Then I take my tuning screwdriver, make sure that the springs are in the groove, you know. Just double check, press down on the spring there. Press down to make sure that the spring is in the groove so the shoe won't come up or nothing funky will happen and you'll have a DNF and blame the car or the engine or whatever. Okay, so then we have these shims. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 shims here. 2 shims right there. Then bearing. Then clutch belt. Then bearing. That doesn't seem right. Let's try 1 shim. Well, you know what didn't seem right? Always check to see that there's no parts inside the clutch belt before you put it on. What a dumbass. Okay. There we go, much better. So 2 shims. Now since I looked in here, I'm just gonna wipe it down. No shims, no, there are no shims behind the shoes on this one. Not sure if that was such a great idea, but that's how the shoes are designed. There we go. These bearings are free like America. Then we have a countersunk washer. Let's see if we have the right screws here too. That would actually be epic. So we don't use this cap head screw that comes with the engine because it's so close to the fuel tank. Don't feel comfortable using that. So instead, use this countersunk screw. We have a few of them here. Countersunk washer. It's not as tall, you see, it's not as tall as the cap head, you know. It's gonna fit nicer. Would love to see Tessman do a video of this caliber. What do you mean, like Tessman make a worse video than he already does? That guy's a world champion, man. He knows what he's talking about. I'm losing my tools. MIP, 2 mil. Okay, so you got that? I don't know, this is really strange. Like, normally there's more space here. I don't know what's happened, what's changed. I've never had one of these WR5s. Nothing should be different. Anyway, no worries. Everything's in order. You need to leave just a bit of play there. Tiny amount of play. Then this one, I always tighten too much. Everyone watches me, they're like, you're gonna snap that screw. So far I haven't. It's good. It stays on. So there we have it. Red's WR5. I don't know if I should hook Gaston up with the secret setup or just leave it stock. Let's see, they have a 7 Venturi in here. See, this is my secret with the Reds engines. I'm gonna share my secret. See, I used to have some issues. And yeah, see, they have this special insert. This is such a tall neck, oval side to the, hole to the side. This, I'm too old school for this stuff. I just can't deal with it, okay? I can't, sorry. Let me just find something. Okay, this is what I run, and I feel like this just gives you more power. Oh crap, I'm using all of them. Okay, so just your regular round hole, 8 or 8.5. Like your regular short neck, it works much better with JQ air filter. Just run that, that's what I run. Most power, most consistent tune, easiest to use. But hey, don't listen to me, listen to Mario Rossi. He probably knows what he's doing, but this is what I like. I'm gonna hook Gaston up with this. I think he's gonna be happy. I'm gonna limit his power a bit. I'm gonna put a 7 on here. Be done with it. I should do a Facebook Live on tuning also, because I kind of suck at tuning, and I did for the longest time with this carb. I ran the old one. I told Reds, your horizontal carb sucks. It just loads up on me always. They made some changes. This was a while ago already, and then last year I started running this, and the changes worked. I worked on how I tuned the engine, and I was happy with it. So basically what I need to do, and what I find many people do wrong, is they run the low end too rich, the idle too high, and the top end lean. So what I've noticed I need to do is I set the top end first, so it's not lean at least. Then I start leaning out the low end and lowering the idle until the idle is very low and it's a bit too lean. Then I richen the low end a bit, make sure the idle is fine, and then that's good. Because you can set the engine, you can tune the engine weight, seems fine, but it's actually not. It's too rich on the low end and the idle is too high. So it has a false sense of being correct. The way you can identify this is, so you run the engine, then you stop and you just idle, let it idle for like 15 seconds, and then you gas it. So what tends to happen is the idle, you have a 2-stage idle. So first it's high, then it goes lower, and then when you accelerate it, it's rich. So that is because your low end is too rich, your idle is too high. That's what I figured out anyway. So when I get the engine to where it doesn't do that, it actually works consistently for me. When it's not, my problem was that unlike Mayfield or Boots, who the Reds always said, well, Mayfield doesn't have a problem, or Boots doesn't have a problem. I'm like, yeah, they drive completely different to me. They are great drivers on the throttle like everywhere. I'm not. I'm like babying it, being all snowflake mode with my plastic pinion, like going slow in the tight, difficult sections. Then I get on the straight, I go bah, and it's all loaded up and shit. Whereas Boots, he's just like, bah, 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 like letting it scream everywhere, and he doesn't have the problem. Yeah, he doesn't, because he drives different to me. So anyway, they finally listened. We finally tested some shit, and now I know how to tune it. So there you go. So keep leaning the low end and lowering the idle until it's too lean. So what you do is you drive, you stop, you listen to the idle, you gas it after 10-15 seconds, and you see what happens. And you do that until the it's too lean, so it bogs when you accelerate, or you stop and the idle is all over the place. Okay? That's what you do. What you're saying is you ain't about that strapped life. Well, I'm trying. You know, I've improved a lot, I'd say. I've learned to drive better, and I'm a bit more punched than before. But I'm not like a Boots or a Mayfield. No, I'm smoother. Anyway, so we got the clutch on, we got the clutch bell on. So far, no parts missing. Everything's good. Let's figure out the air filter. I do this in a special way. You are driving it like the 10th electric driver you are. Oh my god, this guy. This guy. Make that noise again. What noise? And then the idling noise. Ding ding ding. Okay, so I do this. I don't know if this is such a great idea, but I do, and it works. Glue. I glue that thing on. What is that? The rubber boot. The neck. I just freaking glue it. Not gonna have any air leaks here, so I put some glue there in the groove. Some AKA tire glue. #1 in the industry. All these J Concepts drivers just flock to the AKA drivers to get glue. So yeah, it works. Air goes through. When you glue that, you want to make sure not to put too much in and then have it drip into the carb or something dumb like that. I've obviously never done that. So you want to make sure it's all good. Another thing I do. See, I don't know who designed this. This throttle, what is this? Air filter neck thing. It has this ridge in it. Now, it worked perfect for the JQ engine. We don't have that anymore. We're running reds. Not so perfect for the reds. So what I do is I cut that away. So in there there's this ridge. I remove it. So I'm cutting inside there. See that? No, what is Rob Lupo crying about? So you don't have to do this. It just annoys me that it doesn't sit correctly. Like, this is one of these things, like maybe I've run too much 10 scale, maybe I'm too snowflakey right now. But it just annoys me. I need to cut this off. Yeah, polish that shaft. I got to get you some air cleaner springs. What the hell is that? Blake Bayard. Hey Blake, you ready for Reedy? Are you doing Reedy? Have you seen my four-wheel drive? It's dialed. By the way, you know why I'm not preparing for Reedy and finishing my cars? You know why I'm not doing that? Because Lefty, this bastard from Bermuda, he said if I don't do a Facebook Live for JQ Racing today, he will physically punish me when he comes here for the DNC. Now he may be one-handed, but he's a big guy and he could seriously mess me up. So I said, okay boss, okay Lefty, I'll do a fucking Facebook Live and sacrifice my Reedy race preparation for you. Anything for you, dude. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this. So just be appreciative of this Facebook Live. Okay, so I glued this rubber boot thing on. Wonder if this would work in the secret sex room for something. Anyway, so I glued this on. I cut that ridge out, and now I will put a zip tie on here just for like super safety. Okay. Okay. Make sure that's good, tight. Now I'm not gonna oil this filter. You know, you all know how to oil filters. I'm sure Adam Drake has talked about oiling filters and all that bullshit. You know. You take some Flashpoint air filter oil and you fucking rub it in there and it's good, right? Google Adam Drake and air filter, you'll find something. So I'm not going to do that now. Gaston can do it. He can do it himself. He's capable. I'm just going to assemble it so no dust goes in there. This has got no language like that here. Okay? Liam, his balls will be massive by then, Keenan. Listen, don't make fun of the fact that girls don't like me, okay? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to do that? Anthony, you're still watching. How can I make this more interesting? I'm preparing a Reds engine. So, okay, here we go. I put the old school Manchurian because I'm just a fan of them and I like Gaston, so I hooked him up. Gave him a 7 because maybe he can't handle the power. I don't know. So put this on. Normally I'd put a zip tie here. Gaston, if you're watching, please no zip tie because you're going to take this off and set your endpoints and radio stuff and all that. So yeah, that's it. Okay, then we need a pipe. Now, American website tip for you, backpage.com. Yeah, Degani has talked to me about that, but I don't do that. Not into that shit. We need a link to the springs. What do you think about Tater? Sounds like a right cunt. So Reds offers 2 different pipes. 2104. Wow, shit's going everywhere. Which way do I turn? Okay, 2104, 2143. Okay, these are the 2 pipes Reds offers. We got a shorter fat one, 2104, longer skinnier one, 2143. Kind of a Degani or a lefty and a JQ. Now JQ is going to pick 2143 because it's more powerful, more punchy. I like it. It's like a 450. It's good. 2104 for the more snowflakey lefty kind of guys. Smoother power, maybe more high speed, but it's smoother, easier for some people. I think Gaston has the 2104. Could be wrong, he might complain shortly, but that's what I'm putting on here for him. Okay, so we have a manifold here, S manifold 2104, smooth. This is some smooth shit. Smooth like your president. So, okay, let's get rid of all this extra clutter here. Yeah, the 2143 has a nicer sound too. I like that. I like that the 2143 has a crispier sound. How are you, my RC Race Pro First? Hi. Well, hello, Eric. I'm doing great. You want Drake's number? Do you have it? Okay. I feel like Europeans have gone to bed. Views are down. Gasket. Gasket lube. Yep. Reds have a new system here. 1 piece. Interesting. Always seal the deal. Trump should be on the podcast. Yeah, the podcast gonna be cool. We're gonna talk mad shit about everyone. Woo! Nah, just my honest opinion. Hey, by the way, while I'm doing this old boring stuff, Gaston 2104 file track. I knew it. I knew it. While I'm doing this, so as I said, if you didn't watch from the beginning, this is no dildo or strap-on for the Drake's special room. This is a microphone, ready to run podcast microphone. It was cheap. It had good reviews. I got it. The reason is that my friend in Sweden is starting a podcast and he will call me and I will pick up and we will discuss RC racing. Now, it's very obvious after a race, before a race, we can have like a pre-race show, post-race show, maybe call someone up, interview them, you know, the basic shit. But what do you want to hear on this podcast? Like, what kind of stuff should we talk about and discuss? And just write some ideas here, okay? What kind of segments should we have? What should we talk about? Are Reds motors the standard? Oh crap, what is going on? to run on the Black Edition? Yes, I mean, most of our JQ drivers run Reds because we have a deal with Reds. So Reds sponsors the JQ Racing team. So we get some cash money, we get some free product. And in return, we promote their engines and we sell them in our web shop. And we sell them at discounts for our team guys. Sometimes we have promotions like we had right now where we'd take pre-orders and sell at an even lower price, you know, for our team guys. So yeah, so we promote Reds, we run Reds, we love Reds. Remember the lube. Reds are good people. I've known them for many years now. Worked together for many years. They're good, they're honest. Some people might say like Italians can't be honest, but they really are. They are to the book. I like them. I like Reds. I'm happy that they, even though for some weird reason they didn't send me my my contract for 2018. Like no deal. I'm like, wow, what is going on here? But I trust them, you know. I believe they're not going to screw me. It would be really funny if they did, though. After all this bullshit, then they say, "Ah, JQ, you know what? We're done with you. We're done with your bullshit." No, we're sticking with the Reds. I like the Reds. So, we hope you do too. If you have a JQ, we hope you run Reds. But you don't have to. I mean, there are people who run whatever. Like Paul Sumariba, he runs a Bullet, I think. But we still love Paul, you know. He just doesn't run. We'd love him a bit more if he ran Reds, but, you know, it's okay. So, the Reds engines come with one long spring for the pipe and then two of these short ones. You know, the best way to use these short ones is to throw them in the trash. They suck. They just pop off like an E-clip. So what I do is I get a second long one and I use that. For extra safety. Durex. No, my brain is just in that special room. Jesus Christ. So, a second long spring. I seriously need new pliers. Oh, I need to catch up with the comments. We want to know if 1/8 scale buggy racing is dying. It's not dying, but that's a good topic for a podcast, yes. We can discuss the industry and the situation and all that crap. Okay, Eric, I'm going to send you Adam's number. Podcast going to be in English. Yes, it's going to be in English. Speak English or die, right? This Saturday we have a great race. A lot of people from Mendoza are coming. Nice. Preparation tips. Preparation discipline with good drivers. Okay, yeah, for the podcast. Are the Reds still out of stock online? Well, most of the time when they're out of stock, you just send a message and we can order you one. Like we can't afford to keep stock of everything, unfortunately. So yeah, we can always get you Reds, even if it's out of stock. Then you can burn all of your Reds clothing. We can't afford to burn clothing. Are those Grandad pliers? Yes. Okay, I caught up with the comments. We're good to go. Okay, pipe installed. Next. Engine mounts. Engine mounts are in the car and they have actually assembled them correctly. That is amazing. So we have two different lengths of screws. So pay attention now. Pay attention, people. Short screw. Some engines have thinner tabs here. So we have a short 10mm screw. I think this is a 12mm. On the reds we use the longer screw because the tab is thick. That's what she said, but unfortunately not to me. So it's really thick, and we use the longer screw. Awesome. So these 4 shorter screws are basically extra. If your engine has thin tabs, use those. It's thick like the reds, use the longer ones. So the engine mounts are already in there. You might want to loosen one of them because the gap isn't going to be right to fit the engine in there. Let's go ahead and do that. So I loosen one so I can move it around so I can fit this correctly. The way we run this is arrows forward on the engine mount. It might be worth trying flipping the top mounts over so that arrow is back and using the front holes. That means your engine is 2mm back from all the way forward. So it puts less weight on the front, more on the rear. The car is more stable. Like it feels slower. Everything happens slower. I don't like it because it's slower in hairpins. I like my car to be more responsive. Gary Crowell Jr. How do you say your name? Gary is leaving us. We're still over 100 people. How long has this bullshit been going on? That's crazy. Okay, so I'm getting the engine in here. Top mounts, arrows forward. I can't remember what Gaston preferred, to be honest. Maybe he preferred it the other way. Gaston, you're gonna have to let me know. This is actually now, what's coming up next is a very good tip for all you JQ guys out there. So many times some people make fun, oh, when a JQ car goes by, it sounds like a bucket of nails or something, right? That's because the mesh is wrong. So because of our engine mount design, the mesh can actually change when you adjust just the top screws. So what tends to happen is someone put the engine in there, the mesh is good, they crash, case big jumps, they're all over the place on the track, and then the mesh changes and it gets a bit bigger and gets noisy, and maybe you strip your gears even if it's really bad. So to avoid that, I'll show you what you need to do. So first you tighten all the screws here up top, put the engine in here, so all the top screws are tight. And never use Loctite on these screws. The top screws don't come out. Heat expansion, all that bullshit. It just, you know what? Steel, aluminium, it's genius. They just don't come out. These screws, however, you do need to Loctite. But first what we're gonna do, so all these screws are tight on the top, and now we loosen these so we can set the mesh. Now pay attention, don't leave now, this is really important. Okay? Do JQ have paid drivers like Cavalieri, Tebow, Ryan? Any Ryan basically. Yes, if your name is Ryan, you're probably paid. No, we don't. One day we will, but not right now. So now we set the mesh. So how I do it is I kind of move it around and turn the drivetrain, listen to it. Okay, now it's close. Then I feel it. Is there a small gap? Tiny gap. That's like a perfect mesh. Let's see if I can transfer this now. Tighten the screws down here. Yes, the mesh is perfect. Okay. Sounds decent for a new car. I make sure these screws are tight, but I haven't Loctited them yet. There's a reason for that. So this is what most people do. Okay, now I'm good. Let's go racing. No, don't do that. This is the important part. Lefty, are you paying attention now? Keenan, you paying attention? So now you loosen all 8 screws up here. So that top mount. You see what I'm doing here? Engine to the top mount. You loosen these screws just a bit. All of them. Both sides. Okay? So now the engine can wiggle a bit. These are tight. You set the mesh. They are tight. All the screws up top are a bit loose, so you can wiggle that engine. Now what you do is you twist it. You twist it away from the gear, so the mesh is as big as possible. It's still decent, but I can feel that it's bigger now. So you twist it away from the main gear. Then you tighten all these screws down. This is an important step. Chris Robinson. Jakey lives with his parents. He can't afford to pay a driver. Listen, I don't live with my parents. I travel around the world the year round, basically. Like last year, the year before, I was in Finland for 3 months. Now, why would you get an apartment for 12 months if you're only going to be in the country for 3 months? That makes no sense. That is stupid. Right? That's why I don't have an apartment in Finland. So anyway, so I loosened these. I twisted the engine away from the main gear to make the mesh as loose as possible. I tightened all the screws back up. And now the mesh changed a bit. That's what happens when you don't set the mesh correctly. When you just go racing, you crash, your case jumps, and then it shifts a bit. And then it sounds like a bucket of nails. Okay? So all these top screws are tight now. The mesh is too big. Now I reset the mesh again from below. So I loosen these again. Reset the mesh. And now it's going to be impossible for the mesh to change without screws coming out or whatever. So now it's going to be good. Now you're good to go. Did you understand what I did there? Most people just set the mesh one time. But they don't realize that you can change the mesh from above too. So set the mesh from below, loosen all the screws from up top, make the mesh as big as possible, tighten everything down, reset from below. Now I've done that. Now the mesh is good. That's the brake linkage you heard there. Mesh is good. We have a tiny gap. Now I Loctite these screws from below. Yeah, that's something lots of people have never done. Exactly. This is 8 scale. You need to do everything perfectly so you can finish your races and never have an issue. Loctite. Thread lock, sorry. Loctite's a brand. I always do that. Free publicity. You pre-tweak the engine away from the spur to allow no room for the top to move during violent chassis flex. Exactly. Now I understand, says Kina. See, Lefty, it's good you watch these Facebook Lives. You learn something. thread lock on these screws. As I said, you need to thread, basically anything going through the chassis into a metal part, you need to Loctite. Thread lock. Jesus Christ. But the top screws, you don't need to use thread lock there. They stay in. You just tighten them and they stay in. They're not going to come out. Associated blue. Yeah, that's what I use here. We are AE, right? I am JQ. Oh, I'm getting some messages here. Multitasking. Okay, so this is where the grandfather pliers come in handy. See, I'm a bit paranoid with this. Now the MIPs, you can't really use anything to make a T-handle out of them, so I use my grandfather pliers. Like that. Yeah, man, that's tight. Gaston is gonna be good to go. Yeah. Farmers only account going off. This guy. No, it's my grinder account. So anyway, on the JQ, you can also set the diff like front to back. So you want to have it so that you can't see shit here. You want to have it in the middle of the clutch bell. The spur gear, middle of the clutch bell. That's where it's at. So these aren't Loctited from the factory because people need to move the center diff around. So I'm in thread locked. So I'm gonna thread lock these right now. Wow, I think they actually were. Yeah, look, they actually did put thread lock here. Wow, that's good. It's good to have too much thread lock on this. Like the factory actually put thread lock where they weren't supposed to, but that's good. That's good. So these are actually tight. That is actually really good news. Yes, yes. Good, so they're not going to fall out. Okay, so red's done. Fuel tubing. We just have a long piece of fuel tubing here. That's it. Let's figure something out here. Let's see what we can do. Let's make it very simple here. From the fuel tank, boom, just to the engine right there. Easy, easy peasy. New for reds also, which helps the carb. This nipple here is new, bigger, more volume for the fuel. New aluminium nipple. I haven't tried back to back, but they claim that this made the carb more consistent, the tune more consistent, and kind of, I believe them. My latest engine has been super good. Okay. Pressure line. So we had the pressure line here. Easy peasy. Nipple is forward. This is one thing I told them to do. I said, look guys, this is 2014 or whatever it was. I said, you need to do this. They actually did. Can you believe that? I'm going to take full credit for that. Complete credit for that. Okay. Pressure nipple. On the fuel tank, boom, we're good, and we even have some extra here. Okay, what's next? What's next? We have the pipe spring and the mount. Yes, they didn't forget the screw. so far we're good. So what did I say just now? Anything going through the chassis into metal, thread lock. Short tubing flame outs. Well, I'm not 100% sold on that, you know. We have a clunk, so the short tubing flame outs happens when you crash and you don't have a clunk. Other than that, no, there's no reason why it would flame out. The grub screw for the pipe mount, thread lock. I took the wrong grub screw. Here's a grub screw for the pipe, but you know what? Need to thread lock that too. So we're good. Long tube, 11-minute pit. Right. Your tube makes up like 5-second run time. Cool story, bro. Yeah. Okay, so thread lock on here, pipe mount. Make sure everything's tight. Yeah. Okay, so we have our Reds WR7 in the car with the pipe 2104, JQ stock clutch, stock filter, ready to go. Right? This is how the car comes out of the box. Out of the box. Next, servos. So we run Savok servos. Guston has the Jesus edition. I don't know why. The purple Teletubby. The gay Teletubby edition of the Savok servos. Gaston, are you here? Where do you want this? Steering or throttle? No beer today. No beer today, you mean? No beer. No beer because it's... What is it? It's too early for beer. I have too much going on. Too many things I need to do. What is going on here? Okay, so we have rubber grommets. We need those. So you need these rubbery things here. Save the servos. Come on, where's Gaston? Which one do you, where does this servo go? The Jesus edition, SB 224 2274. Steering or throttle? Because then he has a KO is his second servo. Really fast. I don't know what he wants. What does he want? BSX2. What's a BSX2? Anyone know? Show the new merch. It's not merchandise, it's fucking premium clothing. God. So, oh, these are impossible. The KO new impossible box to open. They just don't want you to use their servos. What is this servo? Someone help me out. Response. I'm gonna put this in throttle. I feel like this might be a cheapo KO, if that even exists. Put them servos in. I agree. I would, you know what? I would put the Savox 1272. Throttle and steering is the best. But Gaston here, he likes purple. So, look, this is one of the genius things about this car. Look, the radio tray, everything's in there. It's in there. I'm gonna just pop this servo in there without disassembling anything. There's no need to take the radio tray out. Do not do that. Okay? Just fucking put the servo in. Now I'm gonna fail, of course, miserably when I said that, because this servo lid is really big. That's also what she said, just unfortunately not to me again. It's really big, this, your servo lid's really big, so. So anyway, look at that, look, you just put it in there. we could keep going with that same joke all show. You know what I forgot? The screws are already in here. You need to disassemble the screws. I'm sorry. So sorry. Need to get my electric screwdriver for this. At this point, I basically hate lefties for forcing me to do this Facebook Live. Really, like, the room's a mess. I have so much work to do. I need to rebuild my Reedy cars, and here I am, preparing Gaston's Spec Q for a Facebook Live. Fucking lefty. So yeah, so you do actually need to disassemble a bit. You need to take the servo screws out first. Stop crying, Snowflake, this is work. Yeah, I have a lot of work to do. What's in the closet? The gun is in the closet. What the hell do you think is in the closet? Like, what's in the car? Seats and a steering wheel. Well, what's in the closet? Well, fucking underwear and t-shirts. What do you think? Okay, so I just pop the servo in here. Tighten the screws. Oh, there we go. So far, so good. So do you see that? Servo's in there, servo's in there. The lid is right there. Next one, throttle. So again, just the servo screws need to be taken out. Yeah, all the JQ threads are in there. KO responses for steering. You have got to be kidding me. Gaston, you can switch them around yourself. Drake is in the closet. Drake is in his special room. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and I forgot something. I forgot something. Oh yeah. So that the whatever this is called on the carb, the end with the nipple for the linkage. Now I just saw it's correct, but normally what I would do is, I'll do it later, I won't bore you. I would get some thread lock and just make sure that the grub screw is thread locked in and tight to keep that thing on. I didn't do it now, but I will do it, Gaston, don't worry. So this is how easy. You put the servo in. The wire goes through here. See? The wire goes through and then servo just boom, right there. Okay, so how does KO do this? They have some rubber grommets too. Do you see that news? Hobbico owes Futaba like over $2 million. Talk about not paying your bills. Can you repeat that last bit with the grub screw? What? What are you talking about? Oh, I already forgot. Yeah, the linkage. I'll repeat that. Once I get these rubber grommets in here, in the servo. It's good to see you doing some work because you're gaining. I'm not gaining weight. It's the phone, man. I'm losing weight. Gaining weight. Jesus Christ. Losing weight, man. I bet you can't get away with owing your suppliers $2 million. Yeah. If I owed someone $2 million, wow. That would be crazy. You know what I heard today? I heard that the company indeed, I need to verify this. I need to get to the bottom of this. I heard that the company indeed does owe money and things are dire there. But the big brass, they walked away. And they got their money. That's what I heard. Just the way of the world, like Wall Street fucking destroying the world economy and getting bonuses from the government. That's fair, right? That's how capitalism works. If you're rich enough, when shit hits the fan, it's not your fan. Okay, there we go. I have to sell more than 10 kits first. Chris, you're a genius. To owe someone $2 million, I would need to sell more than 10 kits. There are people on here, enough people on here watching who own JQs, who can comment, I have a JQ. So you can see that I've actually sold more than 10 kits. Okay, so what I said before, the thing I forgot. So you see this piece here at the end of the carb where the plastic link attaches. There's a grub screw here at the back. You can adjust the angle. Well, we put it horizontal, or the ball is a bit above horizontal. And I put thread lock on the grub screw there. So I make sure this grub screw is tight with thread lock, the angle is correct before I put the engine in, because it's hard to do now. Now, I'm not going to take the engine out and do it now, but I will do it before I send this car to Gaston. Okay, so now the steering servo is 25, that's correct. That's Savox. What's KO? How many, what's the spline on a KO? Is it 23? Can someone help me out? By the way, it's JQ takeover. Heck no should probably find a new slogan. Exactly, we're taking that shit over. We're taking over even their slogan. They tried taking over all our drivers and all our dealers when my sales guy left. Didn't appreciate that. I've kept my cool. I've been quiet. I haven't done anything. But you know what? Took their slogan. JQ takeover. We're gonna take over their slogan just because of that. Feel like now we're even. Okay, so there's a screw here for their for the filter. Put that in there. So 23. So the car comes assembled with the 25s already on. The reason for that is that we endorse Savox servos, which are 25. So we hope you run Savox. And if you don't, you can change it out. The reason the arm is there is so the linkage stays in the car, and you can also see how it's supposed to be built. So you can't mess it up on your own, because now you know how you're supposed to reassemble it. Okay, so the 23 is going to be in this bag with the extra servo horns. Right here. Make sure you don't over tighten this like I just did. Make sure everything moves freely there. God. What am I can't do this. Okay, there we go, there we go. Pop that on there. I thought they were missing a screw, but no. My buddies in China have done a perfect job. Did you see that? Okay. So, servos are in. Rear box receiver. I'm just gonna pop the leads in here to make it nice and tidy for Gaston. Pop the leads in there. Okay, so let's see what we're left with. We got some extra servo arms for different servos. We got the carb boots for from the engine. What I like to do is put the small one in there, and then put these ones like that. Boom, we have sealed caps for the engine. Okay, we got the screws and the nuts from the Savox servo. We don't need those. Let's put them in here. Let's put them in this bag for our friend in Chile. We got the collet from the JQ clutch. Maybe I should have used this instead of the Reds one, but both work. We have the zip tie that Gaston needs to put on the air filter where it attaches to the engine after he sets the endpoints. We have the screw that came with the engine. We have two extra shims I didn't use. Okay. I have a screw from the KO servo. Small bag of goodies. JQ made by Kingstar. Chris Robinson, you're just so out of touch with reality. Everything's good here. We have some extra arm inserts. We have the rear hub inserts. We have the wing. I'm not going to put that on. The holes are pre-drilled. That might change in the future though. Yeah. You know what? This has been going on for so long already. You know, it's too long. So basically what I did is I unboxed this, put the engine in, talked about the engine, put the servos in. What Gaston needs to do is he needs to put a receiver pack in here, square pack, LRP preferably, LiPo, receiver back here, Add some foam padding to protect the receiver. Attach the wing, and he's good to go. The setup is good to go. I'm gonna do another Facebook Live where I'm gonna talk about the option parts we use, because Gaston, he said, I want a car just like yours. So I'm gonna take this apart and add the option parts that I use myself. Okay? So I'll do that on another Facebook Live. There was something else I needed to do now. Yeah, the body. So on the body, you need to make these holes a bit bigger, I feel. And now they're a perfect fit, but the chassis flexes. So what you need to do is you need to make them a bit bigger. So the front one, you make it bigger backwards, and the rear one forwards, just to allow for some more flex. I'll do that right now. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna help Gaston out. Don't use a switch. I recommend not using a switch, because a switch is just one more thing that can break. So what I do is I get an extension lead. That runs from the receiver to where's my finger? Whoa, that's another, almost made another joke there. So I glue it to this piece here, and then I just plug the battery into the lead. I think that's the best way. Less moving parts. The buttons, the switches, all that shit can break. I've seen it all break. So I'm not a fan. Kids, don't do this at home. I'm an expert Lexan body cutter here. Trust me, I'm almost an engineer. I know what I'm doing. Very good, very, very good. Almost want to Dremel this, but I'm not going to. But when you do cut these out, it's good if you cut out all the holes and then you use a Dremel to make smooth lines. Any kind of sharp corner in Lexan, that's where it's going to crack. So when you cut these holes, if there's a corner, just Dremel it so it's smooth. The body will last a lot longer. That's what the factory has done here. You see the front here, how nice and round it is? This will make the front of the body last a lot longer. There's no sharp corners for it to break on. And I'm pretty happy about this. Spec Q assembled. I'm gonna cut these out another time. I'm tired. I don't want to do it now. So there we have it. Gaston's Spec Q, almost done. Tyler said say battery for us. Battery. It's not battery, it's battery. No, Kingstar factory fucking went bankrupt because Durango and everyone owed them so much money. Kingstar went bankrupt. There's no more Kingstar. Okay? Axial, Durango, all that bullshit. Big trouble. Big loss of money. Done. No more Kingstar. Moving machines. New company. Different name. Okay? Get your shit together. Kingstar doesn't make my car. Okay. We've covered everything, I think. So, we covered my big announcement. This is going to be exciting. Looking forward to new podcasting, clothing. This, look at this. Look at that shit. JQ threads, man. It's gonna be so cool. We have hoodies. Whoa. What's going on there? Hoodies. Smoking boy hoodies. We even have white hoodies. White print on white. That's cool. I have all the hoodies here. I'm gonna maybe make a post today on Instagram and Facebook, pictures of the hoodies, and you can actually just message me and buy some hoodies. T-shirts I don't have in America yet. We have a whole bunch in Finland, but the ones to America haven't arrived. What I'm doing now with JQ Threads is getting all the product pictures. So pictures of all the shirts, all the hoodies, posting them to the web shop, and then getting that launched. But before we do that, I would really appreciate it if the JQ fans out there, the fanboys, by the way, be a champion, not a fanboy. Don't be a fanboy of JQ. Be your own selves. Be your own selves, really. But anyway, I would appreciate it if those who like the clothing and like what we do and what we're trying to achieve with JQ Threads, if you would support us already now. And you can just message me and I'll sell you clothing. Pre-release. Yeah. Is that a bird or dragon on your body? Are you talking to me, Lefty? Keenan wants his Christmas bonus. Keenan got his Christmas bonus. Keenan got a brand new iPhone 7. Let's talk about that for a minute. He had this crappy phone. It was like bing, bing, bing. And fuck, it was pissing me off, this phone. And it just couldn't type on it. And oh my, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Keenan, you need to step it up. You know, you need to step up your sales game. So, yeah, brand new iPhone 7. How you like that? Christmas gift. Oh my, I did get a, oh my, that's gonna, next time we're gonna talk about my Christmas gift I got. Okay? Next one. When we finish the Spec Q with all the option parts, we're gonna talk about the Christmas gift I got from this guy. Hashtag long fuel line. Yes, Eric, don't worry. So I think that's it. We covered everything. Unboxed, built the Spec Q. Is there anything else we need to cover? I don't think so. It's late. I want to go. I have shit to do. Dragon or bird on your car body? It's an odd bird. Okay, end this. I'm done. End it. Someone end it. You know what to do. Okay? Someone end it. Chicken. It's not a chicken. Who's going to win Reedy? Oh, do we have to talk about Reedy now? Okay, Reedy. My favorites for Reedy. I don't even know who's in Reedy. I have 3 favorites for Reedy. These guys are going to be the podium. The order, it's going to be tough. I have Cavalieri, Mayfield, and Tessman. These guys I feel will be above the rest. I'd like to see Lee Martin in there. I really do. I want to see him in there, but I'm not quite sure. Reedy, you have to be aggressive. It's heads up racing. You have to fucking run through people a bit. And Lee's too nice. So I don't know if he'll be there. Ty has Jesus on his side. The Ryans just don't give a shit. So, yeah, I think those 3. When we practiced, Tessman was actually the fastest. Well, Mayfield hasn't practiced a lot over here. He hasn't run a lot over here, but he was like on the pace immediately. Tessman ran a whole week. He was the fastest. Cavalieri was a bit pissed off that Tessman was faster. But racing is different than practicing and club racing, so the Ryans are going to be there, Tessman is going to be there, and one of those 3 is going to win. That's my prediction. Neumann is going to be here with his Schumacher and what's his name? Polish kid, Orlovsky. That's going to be fun to see. Let's see how they do. Let's see if I get beat by a 12-year-old Norwegian girl. Hopefully not. And I think Payne is here. Josh Payne. Should be fun too. So, yeah. That's about it. That's about all I have energy for today. I haven't even eaten yet. What time is it? It must be super late. It's getting dark. It must be like 4 o'clock or something. Can someone end this, please? You know what to do. Can you? I can't just leave. Bruno isn't here. X-Ray don't send their drivers here. Just Ty. You clearly just don't want to end this. I can't believe it. It's exactly. It's dinner time. It's bedtime. It's lunchtime. It's woo. We got an e-buggy. Oh my God. He just, man, that is a good one. E-truggy. E-truggy. That's a new one. Grace Aruda. That's not your real name, by the way. Right? E-truggy. I like that one. I like it. I like it. Okay, see you next time. I hope there was something helpful in here. Bye.